Hi, Kat here for Lightwave Digital. In this video, I'm going to be discussing a function of Turbulence FD that has now finally been fixed after being somewhat broken for quite some time. To demonstrate this, we're going to go and create a new container. We're going to go add a container, give it a short name. All right, and we'll go to the container side on the tab there and increase this to something larger, 5 meters by 5 meters. We're going to change the cache directory location to a very fast drive. All right, and we're not going to be doing temperature right now. We're going to be doing density because this affects density really the most. All right, now we need a emitter. So we're going to go load something very simple. Simple box. All right, and it's just sitting here right in the center of the scene. We'll go and move our volume container up 2.5 meters. So it's sitting essentially on ground. And we'll move our elongated box up just above that. Doesn't have to be anywhere specific. Now we can go in and do a couple things. So one, I'm going to change our dissipation to something very low, 0.5. I'm not going to give it any gravity just yet. And we'll move the elongated box over, and then we'll give it maybe 0.25 for gravity. And now we can turn it into a emitter. Go and pull up the emitters tab. We're going to size that up so that it's 20 millimeters, same rough size as our container voxel size, just to make sure that it interacts with stuff wherever it may be. Then we're going to give it a force. We're going to give it a little bit of pressure, give it a little bit of normal force, and we'll now add density mode. Let's go 2 for this. Okay, we're going to go over to our viewport and switch this to density, and we're going to use the smoke shader, and we'll go over to our render tab, render properties. In the volumetric section, we're going to make sure that we're using legacy volumetrics, just so that if we want to render this in VPR or in an F9 or F10 render, it will show up properly, because at this time TFD is a legacy volumetric effect, so it needs that on. And now what we can do is we can back up a little bit here, and we can simulate this really quickly. Let's go over to rendering and go to the mapping tab here, and we'll see what we get. Okay, very cool. Not doing much. This is really just to demonstrate another function, but we've got something simulated so we can see it. All right, now, under the color opacity tab, we have this T button, and in previous versions of TFD, going back to probably 2016 or 2017, if not earlier, this was broken. We now have access once again to the fluid channel, and we can colorize our fluids using a gradient. So let's go down here, make this something really bizarre, like kind of a hyper green or something. All right, so we'll move our elongated box. Just get a better look of it. You can see now that we've got a gradient that is working correctly with the color corresponding to our settings in the gradient. And this is exciting because it means that we can properly colorize our density channel in the smoke shader, where for years it was not working properly. Let's move this up to here, and we'll go and close off the bottom of the box, the container tab, our simulation, close the -y boundary, and we'll give ourselves a little bit more time here. Let's go 190 frames maybe, and we'll hit start. So we've got a lot of data in there. Okay, and as you can see, basically the gradient is working in a way where the most amount of value for the emission units, where it's most concentrated essentially, and where it starts to dissipate is at the beginning. So the start is actually down here, and the end is where it's most dense. Let's invert those keys. Now this doesn't work in real time without doing a little tap like that. But once you've done that, it'll switch the gradient around. And this allows us to do some really, really cool effects now. And it's certainly an improvement over previous versions where it was broken. It's definitely something that will help give you the ability to realize more realistic smoke and even water or fog vapor that may change its colorization based off of how much density it has next to an object that's emitting it, or whether it's building up on a floor like this. And it really is a game changer. All right, so that's the fluid channel back in action in Turbulence FD for Lightwave 2023.0.1. Thanks for watching.